They whispered it in boardrooms, in therapy sessions, in hushed phone calls behind closed doors. He's cracked. He's done. One more push and he'll snap. But they didn't understand the joke. You weren't about to break. You already were. And from the wreckage, you built something sharper, something louder, something that laughs when it bleeds. You see, they've always needed broken people, tamed ones, the kind who flinch at raised voices, who apologize for existing, who trade their truth for a seat at the table. That's how the system stays clean. That's how the lies stack so high they look like pillars of virtue. But you didn't just walk away from the table. You flipped it, stole the silverware, and started a fire with the napkins. And now, every time you speak, every time you laugh, their whole damn house of cards feels the draft. And oh, how they hate that laugh. Not the polite chuckle, not the nervous giggle, no. The one that comes from deep in your chest, raw and uninvited. The kind that echoes like a gunshot in a cathedral. The kind that says, I know what you did. I know what you are. And I'm still standing. That's the sound that keeps them up at night. Not guilt, not fear, panic. Because you're not screaming. You're not begging. You're not even angry. You're entertained. And that's the one thing their playbook doesn't account for. They trained you to believe pain made you weak. That trauma was a flaw. That your scars were something to hide under collars and silence. But you did the unthinkable. You celebrated them. You turned your fractures into a language, your suffering into a spotlight. You didn't cover the cracks. You filled them with neon and let the whole world see the light pouring out. And now they can't look away. Not because you're dangerous, because you're free. And freedom is contagious. You ever notice how they only respect rage? How they'll nod solemnly at someone screaming about injustice, clapping for the angry prophet on the corner, the one with fire in his eyes and vengeance on his lips. They can handle that. They expect that. It fits the narrative. Victim, martyr, burnout. But you didn't bring a torch. You brought a joke. And you told it with blood on your teeth and ash in your hair. And that confuses them, because you're not seeking justice. You're not asking for forgiveness. You're not even trying to win. You're just living, loud, unapologetic, uncontainable. And that's the real rebellion. They tried to bury you with silence, with smear campaigns, with whispers in hallways and sideways glances meant to shrink you. They thought if they denied your truth long enough, you'd start believing it yourself. Maybe I am too much. Maybe I should sit down. But then you remembered. The freak show wasn't given to you. It was forced on you. And the second you stopped apologizing for it, the second you leaned into the chaos, you became something they can't categorize. Not a victim, not a villain, not even a hero. You became the plot twist, the one they didn't see coming, the one that ruins their whole story. And now they're scrambling. Emergency meetings, damage control, PR, spin doctors trying to reframe your existence as a cautionary tale. Look what happens when you let someone like that speak. But here's the punchline. You're not speaking against them. You're not even speaking to them. You're speaking past them, like their background noise, like their opinions are expired coupons. And the world is leaning in, because they're tired of polished lies, tired of rehearsed performances, tired of people who smile while they bleed out behind closed doors. They want real, and real doesn't cry quietly. Real laughs while it burns. You didn't survive because you were strong. You survived because you refused to play dead. And that's the difference. Strength can be broken, but refusal is a virus. It spreads in silence. It grows in the dark. And one day, the system wakes up and realizes the ghost they ignored is now sitting at the head of the table, carving their name into the wood with a switchblade and a grin. They thought exposure would destroy you, that if they dragged your past into the light, you'd crumble under the weight of shame. But you did the unthinkable. You owned it. Every mistake, every fall, every night you spent screaming into a pillow. You didn't hide it. You weaponized it. You turned your pain into a mic drop. And now every time someone tries to use your history against you, all they do is amplify your voice. Because you're not ashamed, you're awake. And awake, people don't beg for mercy. They rewrite the rules. You ever notice how they only let you be inspiring if you're sanitized, if you've overcome your demons and now give motivational speeches with soft lighting and piano music? They love the redemption arc, the clean ending, the one where you forgive everyone and open a wellness retreat. But you didn't come out of the fire clean. You came out changed, smelling like smoke, speaking in riddles, laughing at things that aren't funny. And that terrifies them, because you're not a lesson. You're not a warning. You're not even a survivor. You're a sign, a living omen that their control is an illusion. And the best part? You're not alone. There are others. Quiet ones, broken ones, the ones who still flinch at loud noises, who wear masks just to get through the day. And when they hear your laugh, not the fake one, but the real one, the one that comes from somewhere deep and unkillable, something in them stirs, not hope, not yet, but recognition. Like they're seeing a reflection they didn't know existed. And one day, one of them will laugh too, and then another, and soon, the whole damn system will be shaking from the sound of people who were supposed to stay quiet. Laughing. They'll try to stop it, of course. They'll call you unstable, dangerous, a threat to order. They'll say you're inciting chaos. And you know what? Good. Let them say it. Let them scream it from their crumbling towers. Because chaos isn't the enemy of truth. It's its midwife. And you're not causing chaos. You're revealing it. You're pulling back the curtain and showing everyone the man behind. The machine, sweating, stammering, begging the gears to keep turning. But they won't. Not forever. Because here's the secret they'll never admit. The system only works if you believe in it. If you respect the rules. If you wait your turn. If you apologize when you're not sorry. But you stopped believing the second you realized the rules were written in blood. Your blood. And once that veil lifts, you can't unsee it. The lies, the hypocrisy, the way they elevate the quiet, obedient ones while crushing the ones who feel too much, But feeling too much, that's not a flaw. That's a superpower, because the ones who feel everything are the ones who can't be fooled. And the ones who can't be fooled, they're the ones who burn it all down, not out of hate, but out of clarity. You don't need their approval. You don't need their spotlight. You don't even need their attention. You just need to keep speaking, keep laughing, keep standing, even when your legs shake. Because every second you stay upright, you send a message louder than any manifesto. I'm still here, and I'm not afraid. And that's enough to make empires tremble. They'll try to replace you. They always do. They'll find another broken soul, dress them up, give them a script, and parade them as the real voice of change. But it won't work, because you're not a role. You're not a movement. You're not even a symbol. You're a frequency, a vibration. And once it's in the air, they can't filter it out. They can't censor it. They can't explain it away. All they can do is feel it, in their bones, in their dreams, in the quiet moments when they're alone, and the mask slips. And in that silence, they'll hear it. Your laugh. Distant, unbothered, inevitable. And one day they'll realize the truth. You were never the monster they created. You were the cure, the antidote to their lies, the proof that you can be shattered, betrayed, buried, and still choose to rise with a joke on your lips and fire in your eyes. And that's the part that haunts them. Not your anger, not your power, but your joy. Because joy like yours isn't given, it's taken, reclaimed, forged in the dark. And when it finally erupts, it doesn't ask permission, it doesn't negotiate, it doesn't apologize, it just burns. And the best part, you're not done. Not even close. This is just the opening act, the warm-up joke, the first spark, because now you know the truth. You were never the punchline. You were the writer, and the whole damn world is your stage. So go ahead, take a bow, light the curtains, let the music play, because the show isn't over. It's just getting funny, and they're not laughing at you anymore. They're laughing because of you. And that's the most terrifying punchline of all.